What's up, guys, and welcome back for another Fallout 76 video. In this one we're going to be talking about hiding generators and also no wire restrictions. These are two building techniques that can make your camps look a little bit better in terms of not having active noisy generators around or wires running across places you don't want. So I'll show you two examples, but we're actually going to build the second one because I think I like it better. But as you can see right now, this is a junk generator that seemingly is powerless. It has no visible wires, it has no generator connected to it, as you can see, and it is operating. It looks pretty clean, and this is probably one of the methods I'm most proud of. And then over here is a little bit more of a utilitarian approach here, but essentially it's a pylon that is connected to a underground generator. Now I'm using the utility box generators, so they do emit their own power, so you don't actually need a pylon. The idea behind this would be the pylon's tall enough that you can just kind of place it somewhere and kind of run stuff to it. But if I pick up this pylon, as you can see, there is a fusion generator underneath it, and this is utilizing the drop merge technique that you've seen in a previous video of mine. And you can essentially just kind of move this thing around wherever, and the generator just kind of goes underground with it. Yeah, it's pretty subtle. This is the one I'm actually more proud of, and the one we're going to replicate in this video. I'm using I like to just blend things as much as I can. So this generator is hidden with the same idea, but it's utilizing this lobster trap right here. So we pick up this lobster trap, you can see there is a generator drop merge to the underside of it. And so what you normally do is you'd set this up, and then you'd kind of put this out here, connect the junk to it, connect whatever to it, and then you could just kind of get this placed wherever you want, and it hides, and you can't even really see the wire. I mean, if you look real close, you can see the wire running straight down. You can finagle it even better to where the wire doesn't even show. It goes straight down through the connector, and it looks pretty cool. Kind of confuses people, but like I said, if you haven't watched the drop merge video of mine, go and watch that. That's going to give you a good foundation for what we're going to be doing here, but we're going to go through it again. The one reason I don't like the pylon situation is because it takes a long time to drop merge that height, so the lobster trap works a little bit better. Alright, let's go and talk about the setup here. We're just doing a traditional drop merge, but we have to make some accommodations for what we're doing. Since the generator is going to go underground, way below the clipping part of the lobster trap, we need to have everything started on a ledge. So this is going to be our workable height here. We have the pressure plate hanging off of the edge as much as we can, and then we have the mannequin on top and making sure that that pressure plate is depressed. The first thing we want to do is we want to take this lobster trap. This is going to be our base item, the item that will be above ground, and we want to put that on the pressure plate, overhang it as much as you can. The next thing we're going to be utilizing is this small conduit tube here, and so we're going to go and place this generator right on top, leaving enough of the conduit that we can actually grab. And we want to get that conduit pretty close to the edge so that we don't worry about clipping the pressure plate on our way down. I'm going to put this power connector kind of furthest away from our surface object so we don't have any wire clipping issues when we go to connect it. Now you're just going to grab that conduit pipe, and then we're just going to like finagle it and get it right on the edge of the lobster trap. And we'll just kind of look at everything, eyeball it. So you can see we got plenty of clearance between the edge of the conduit tube and the fusion generator to clear the pressure plate, which is what we want. And then all we got to do now is just grab the lobster trap and just repeatedly pick it up and place it until we get the generator below the bottom of this surface object. Now this is where we can kind of just like eyeball it a little bit. We don't want to get too deep, or else we'll be just a pain in the. It'll just be a pain to connect wires and stuff to it. I usually just use the fusion generator for doing this because it emits its own power, so it can actually power lights and stuff like that, and it also has enough power to where you run wires underground and everything like that, and not have to worry too much about surface stuff being shown. That's actually pretty good. I think we'll go like 2 more pickups there, and we're like right there on the edge. Now what we want to do is we want to kind of place this by grabbing the lobster trap itself and then placing it on the ground. I don't mind actually having the the conduit connection for the generator poking out of the ground initially. So that allows us to actually hook it up very easily. And then we're able to just kind of pick this thing up and kind of place it wherever we need it. And there you go. It's kind of tucked right in there, all nice and hidden. Now, obviously, some things can be, some merges go really well without any sort of issues. Sometimes you gotta finagle them, but that's the basics. That is the absolute the basics of the technique, and you can get kind of creative with how you run all that stuff anyway. But to kind of finish off this video, I want to talk about no wire restrictions. And what that really means is we can do a technique that allows us to let wires clip through things and also just hide stuff really, really well. Alright, so in order to set this up, what you're going to need is you're going to need a rug. This is what kind of allows this whole little like method to work. And then you're going to want a floor conduit. We're going to put this floor conduit right here on this mat. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to connect this weather machine to the conduit here. Every time you make a connection, you need to do what I call a set. So once we get that connection, we're going to grab the mat, we're going to pick it up, we're going to drop it. That sets it. And we're connecting essentially the weather machine to the butter churn, and we're going to bypass any restrictions for wire length and clipping. Now we can actually grab this mat and pretty much move it anywhere we want. And then we're going to connect this butter churn to the conduit as well. Now it's powered. And then we're going to pick up the rug again and then put it back down. And now this will allow us to move this rug pretty much anywhere in our camp. We can move it way out here and place it there. Or you can just, hide it underground. That's one good application. Something I've done is just hide them underground. You can end up like with all these. I have one camp that's pretty much has an underground network of these mat conduits, and so every wire in the entire thing is kind of hidden. Any wires like this, that go across from item to item, is fine, but then usually I'll have like the last wire go straight down to the ground and connect to the network. It just makes everything look so much cleaner. But between like hidden generators and this wire restriction trick, you can do some pretty cool stuff in your camp. So let me know in the comments what you managed to achieve, what you're proud of, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So peace out.